Hello and welcome to my video presentation. I'm Isabel Jaraba and this is my creative process number 2. So, this project is intended to be a new enemy for Horizon Zero Dawn, the first underwater machine specialized in mineral acquisition. I began doing an extensive research in areas like the mantra shrimp anatomy, biomimetics, the Horizon Zero Dawn plot, types of machine, the production pipeline of guerrilla games, the Horizon Zero Dawn art book, I also read that, and a lot of robotic joints. The mantis design was more complex at the beginning, and when the model started being more detailed, I realized that less is more. In Horizon, all of their designs are not completely loyal to anatomy, so that's why I needed to prioritize that having only the necessary for gameplay was the best decision. This project was my first time doing something really big inside ZBrush. I have experience using Blender for sculpting, however there was a lot of challenges that I needed to overcome in order to dominate this software, so I started to research for a lot of tutorials. And in these video tutorials I learned how to use subdivision levels and the play technique, which consists in drawing a mask on top of a base blockout that you had made in Dynamesh, and then what you do is to extract that plate. This drawing, then you're going to trim it with a special brush to make it or super sharp or super curved. Then what you will do is to make this little plate have a little bit of thickness, and once this is done, you're going to remesh that. Once the remesh has a good topology, something you can work with, something low, you go directly to dynamic subdivisions, put some thickness on it, and then you can easily start going up in subdivisions to start doing the details of your high poly. The process was not completely linear. Sometimes I needed to go back to my blockout, do some details there, that way I can then continue to do the extraction of the plate, or some pieces that were way more complicated, like the arms, needed to be sculpted completely, and I couldn't just like sheet to do the extraction plate, so I needed to first do a blockout, then remesh that, then do again a high poly, try to make it look a little bit like an actual method to make it smooth. That's actually super hard for me. And then once that one is done, I can do again a remesh, and then I can go in high poly to do some alphas. That way I can start with the details. As you can see, the detailing part, I took it quite seriously. It was very fun. And also I did some just like tricks, I will say, to duplicate the plates when it's necessary and just deform them to make the shape be always consistent. Sometimes I also felt stuck in the process because I couldn't understand how joints should actually work. For the arms, I think I spent maybe 1 or 2 days just thinking about how this thing will work in real life if this were a robot. I think that was a big waste of time because this didn't need to be functional, but I think I tried so hard on that actually the arms end up being kind of functional, but the time was not enough for making everything functional, so the legs are more decorative than actually something that you will see in real life for a robot. Once my high poly was done, I start to export my low poly inside Blender. That way I can check if the scale of everything was right. I also delete everything that actually didn't need it to be there for UV wrapping. I also put it all in an atlas, that way the performance will be a little bit better. Here you can see how the UV seams end up. Then I also did a custom cage, and I group everything in 6 groups in separated pieces. That way I can do the bake faster. And here you can see a chunky boy, that this is a cage. So yeah, this is the final result. I did some of the renders, having in mind that this is only a model. Here you can see some of the close-ups, and I really hope you like my process. Thank you so much for looking. Bye!